Ignacio, and Miss Miriam Hawking. Good evening, sir and ma'am. My name is Hawking. Thank you. Our last pair of principal sponsors, Mr. Remigio Adison and Ms. Dada Zalipur, represented by Ms. Levi Basa. Good evening, sir and ma'am. That completes our list of select principal sponsors. These are distinguished persons Fat and Goldie chose for their wedding. Let me now introduce to you the secondary sponsors, starting off with the candle sponsors, Mr. Ryan ALBARACCIN and Dr. F.L. Reyes. Let's give them a warm round of applause. Para po kasi. Yes, thank you. Our four sponsors, Mr. Mark NARCISO SIBAL and Ms. Milindea Pangilinan. Our next pair, veil sponsors, Mr. Reginald ALBARACCIN and Ms. Jedalyn SIBAL. Next two pairs, we have, I think, the groomsmen, Mr. Malcolm Hawking and Mr. Mark Joseph SIBAL, and the bridesmaids, Ms. Jennifer SIBAL and Ms. Joanna Camille Garcia. These are the pairs of groomsmen and bridesmaids. Good evening. Help me now in welcoming the best man, Dr. Benedict Levman, and the Major of Honor, Dr. Eileen Quizon. The doctors of the house. Good evening. Now, I'm not quite sure who are still here to do the walk, but let me acknowledge our flower girls, Andrea Isabel Garcia, Kristen Ralph Bautista, and Trisha May Pineda. Yes, girls, you may do your walk. Let's also acknowledge the ring bearer, Raymark Saxon, Raymark, the Bible bearer, Trexler Brian Enriquez, and the coin bearer, Kim Troy Garcia. Yes, please, you may look for your parents now and be seated as you wish. Nasa po nilang mga magulang. Go to your parents now. Okay. Thank you. It is a statement of fact that love begins in our homes. And so please, let us acknowledge the parents of the groom and the bride, they who kept home with unreserved love. Ladies and gentlemen, the parents of the groom, Colonel Narciso SIBAL Jr. and Mrs. Maria THELMA SIBAL. Let's give them a warm round of applause. I suppose they're most happy right now. No longer tense, but very happy. Good evening, po. I think you're assigned this table. Help me also please in welcoming the parents of the bride, Mr. and Mrs. Engelbert Roberto, represented by Mr. Francisco Ignacio and Mrs. MILA ALBARACCIN. Good evening, po. Perhaps those among you here who know Pat and Goldie on a very personal level would attest to the fact that they have known each other for quite some time now. Long enough to know the good things and the not so good things about each other. Long enough to have seen each other at wonderful moments and at moments less than wonderful. Each one at his or her best. Today, April 27, 2008, Ted and Goldie decided to seal this promising relationship with their exchange of vows in marriage. I suppose we're all most happy because we have been invited to share this very important day in their lives. At this point, I invite you all to watch this audiovisual presentation, a brief AV presentation, I suppose prepared by some of the, I was told it was prepared by some of the classmates of Ted and Goldie. It contains, I think, a slideshow of photos of the newlyweds. So let's turn to the audiovisual presentation for our bit.
We were strangers,